And Juan Carlos.
I mean, it's never for nothing, because it will always be a series that we will remember for quite a while. Any foreigner who's able to take out Taeja in the best of 3 will be remembered, and we'll definitely get the props for that he deserves. It would be absolutely fantastic. If he's able to do it again, we will see.
For now, we see that Liquid Taeja, the Red Terran, leading 1-0 in this final series today. Has spawned in the bottom left-hand corner, Frost.
Frost was also the map where Major just played fantastic earlier today against Taeja. Cut off all the Marines in the middle of the map and then was just able to keep his 3 bases safe while Taeja had to make something happen. Major started dropping him. It was a great game. It was one of the best TVTs I've seen in a very long time from Major, and that includes the series that he had back then against Ryung, where he also played well. But that was just, earlier today was a little next level.
The blue Terran up in the top left is Major. Major underdog, but
and a major
he
victory.
is here nonetheless.
Would you say he started from the bottom?
I would say he started from the bottom.
Now he's here.
Now he's here.
Against Taeja. Refinery going down for Taeja. You know, Ben, I think it's almost safe to say that we might see another Cloak Banshee opening from our Liquid Terran.
I want to just applaud Team Liquid for being so good at discovering talent. Remember when they signed Taeja and people were like, who? Then he won DreamHack. Same thing happened when they signed Hero.
They signed Hero a lot before Taeja.
Yeah, but still, it was like this undiscovered guy.
Yeah, he was like early rounds code A barely. Definitely made one hell of a career. But you know, they also kind of missed the boat with C.
And Xenio.
Well, Xenio's still on Team Liquid, but yeah, he definitely didn't have the same level of success as Hero and Taeja. Then again, there are very few players who have.
And C is still considered one of the great Brood War players, like of modern times. He's still competing in Brood War, and is winning everything.
This SCV is going to run up the ramp. Taeja once more. SCV is scouting. He's like, I know what you did to me last game. That was a little scary. Taeja's actually going to follow it up with a reactor, with a Reaper, man. Well, he's going to switch things up. Just a single Reaper, though.
Changing gears a little bit of Reaper expand action into who knows what else.
Perhaps he was a little confused about that last game. He's like, you know what? I'm going to try to play even more safe, keep my Reaper out on the map so I won't be surprised, because I don't want to be surprised. Once more, a really big series, of course, for Taeja. Taeja going into WCS America as one of the absolute big favorites. I even called earlier this week that I think he's really the man to beat. Well, Major was somehow able to beat him already. But of course, we are using the double elimination group stage format, where if you lose one series, it's not over yet.
Here comes that Reaper. Pops up into the main base. Might even be able to kill this SCV, but Major on top of his control will not allow that to happen.
Kind of
That's
annoying.
unfortunate positioning for that command center. It actually walls off, and this Reaper's able to really exploit that.
I think Taeja's eventually going to be able to get this SCV. It's one of those things that you just kind of feel.
This is that moment where it's just like, you're hoping that your SCV pathing works out for you, but it does not.
A very cute little Reaper action over here by Taeja, able to pick up that SCV. That's building the command center, but it will fall.
It looks like he tripped on a rock and wrecked that.
That's good for Major, picking up that Reaper while only losing a single SCV. You know, that's a trade that he's probably willing to make any day of the week.
Hey, let me tell you about Reaper Expand, Kev.
What about Reaper
All he wanted to do was scout. The fact that he killed an SCV, that's just bonus damage.
Oh, but the fact that he also could have scouted for way longer in this game would have been a lot better for him.
Nonsense.
Command center from Taeja is being built on the low ground, and it's going to be a little bit quicker than the one of Major, but that is about it. So far, we have identical builds.
So crazy how the
factory
openings are so different, but yet by 5 minutes and 55 seconds, everything else is the same.
And these like little Hellion Marine pushes are often interesting, and the player that is attacking into the other player while they're doing the exact same thing is often the one who's going to get the short straw.
Yep.
Because of course the reinforcements are going to be a little bit quicker for a certain player if they fight on their side of the map.
Not only that, but the more you're moving, the more your units are bunching up and taking extra splash damage from the Hellions. So if you're the defending player, you can spread your stuff out, and it's not so prone to taking that extra damage.
Taeja doesn't... I don't know.
I think they're both going to go Hellion drop.
Matter of fact, it's on the way, but they're still producing more Hellions as well. It's been a little while since I saw these Hellion.
Hellion drop with a Hellion run by, maybe?
Hellions are very good against other Hellions.
So insane, man. This just kind of goes to show how these are two world-class players. Their brains are on the same wavelength. Almost identical builds.
Medevacs, or I don't think they're gonna see each other. And the medevac of Taeja is going to arrive a little bit quicker, and then I prefer to be on the side of Taeja, as Taeja is gonna be able to do quite a bit of damage here. And by the time that Major drops arrive, or Major's drops arrive, well,
chases a mule off the line and
both
has plenty of time to respond to this. What in the world is going to happen now? This is insanity. Dropping Hellions in the natural expansion of Taeja. That means Taeja's going to lose quite a few workers. Meanwhile, I don't think that was really well controlled by Taeja, getting his stuff surrounded.
very well done by Major. Takes care of most of those units in the main base. This command center is actually taking a lot of damage. These Marines don't have stim.
No way. No way is this command center going to go down, and Taeja's not going to allow it. Down he comes with his Hellions. And Major with a good line blows up all of Taeja's Hellions and keeps the harass alive. Beautiful positioning from Major. And Taeja's in trouble, Kev. He cannot mine in his natural. He's down to 34 supply. He's even in workers, but he can't land that command center.
Oh, that was absolutely fantastic by Major. The first moment I was like, 3 of those Hellions are not fighting, and then he put them in the best position possible, and he cleaned up all those Hellions from Taeja. Right now, Taeja is not going to be able to mine from his natural for a little bit. Taking a look at the worker count, it's very even, but right now, Major's still having all these units alive. Major's still being annoying, still forcing this orbital to fly. This went pretty good for Major.
Absolutely.
Fantastic execution by him.
Creating an advantage. Now 29 to 27 is the
2
worker
Vikings
count.
and a Hellion against 5 Hellions?
And a Marine.
2 more Hellions popped right now for Taeja.
All right, Major, I think it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. You've done a great job.
Vikings have crazy DPS. You don't really want to mess with Vikings. Kind of weird how that rattling gun is so strong. I can imagine why they want to fight Ultralisk in promo videos. That is still not a good idea.
This poor Marine. I wish I was faster. He's going to go down. I wish I was a Strelok Marine.
33 SCVs against 32 SCVs from the... Or 33 from Major against 32 from Taeja. A little bit of a Viking skirmish going on over here. With these Vikings in the air, Major's going to try to make something happen once more.
Wow, with the
he
tank
has a
coming
tank
up
as follow-up as well.
Oh my goodness, Major rolling out to victory. Could it be? Oh, actually looks like Taeja with the superior positioning this time. May
And
in fact hold
fantastic
the
micro.
line. The Marines are going to try and save the day, but unfortunately will not manage to do so, and maybe Major just overextended.
Yeah, not just overextended. I think he got a little overeager there. That's the biggest thing. He was just like too happy to run into this. But if he would have waited a little bit and attacked with all of the units at the same time, then I think his army was a lot stronger. Also, mad props to Taeja for microing back that Banshee, which was being focus fired by these Marines. And Taeja survives, and that wasn't really an easy hold. But he did do it. But at the end of the day, Major still has a small worker lead. Even though Taeja's third command center is going to be a little bit quicker.
Just massive balls from Taeja. He just got done defending the most insane aggression, and his response is to immediately expand. That's pretty incredible. Major, meanwhile, is continuing to macro up, producing more units. And I think we're probably going to see another push from him here relatively soon. Banshee harass incoming from Taeja. Such an even game, 40 workers to 44.
Yes, Cloak, of course, and there are no missile turrets protecting the main mineral line.
43.
Scan.
42. Down goes the Banshee. 42 workers both ways. This is an almost identical game now, with the sole exception being Taeja's much faster third base. There's Major's third command center.
Yeah, and one of Taeja's is, of course, on the low ground as well. That helps out a lot. I think the Major has a small siege tank advantage. 3 against 0 right now. And Taeja just has a ridiculous amount of Hellions. He's like Hellions all day, every day. Major's gonna move out right now. If Taeja's not gonna pay attention and end up losing a few of these Hellions, that could be extremely good for Major.
One of them will go down to some tank fire.
Oh, Taeja miscontrolling these Hellions now a little bit. That's well, unless he wanted to take that fight, but then he made the same mistake as Major did before, just getting a little overeager. And this could actually be very good for Hellions. It all depends on control from either side. Major has been controlling his units so well, though.
Yeah, that was cute splitting already.
He has almost nothing now at home.
This is kind of scary. That bunker needs to finish, and it will finish just in the nick of time. 2 Hellions die immediately. SCVs are going to try to come off the line, and they will surround these Hellions, and more great play from Major. Yes, he's going to lose some workers.
But this push from Major on the other side of the map, and Taeja just lost 11 Hellions, and those 11 Hellions represented most of his army. Right now, all that he has is 4 Hellions, 2 Banshees. There are plenty of Vikings here for Major as well.
Does he have the sense? Does he feel that third expansion? It looks like he does not right now.
But he doesn't have to. If he sieges up over here in line of those production buildings, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Major needs better spotting. He needs to be able to shut down this tank on the high ground. It might be able to save this push by itself. Hellions are going to come forward.
That's so smart by Taeja, bringing in those Hellions as well.
I think we might see a single Viking land. Maybe not with that second tank there. Right now we see Major working on the blue flame upgrade there.
Very well done by Major, despite that PDD. He threw down the scan immediately and he picked off the remaining Banshee, but Taeja will hold. That's also not a just miraculous hold here by Taeja, and maybe your initial thought, Ben, about doing something about a third orbital would have been the better solution after all, but I really like what Major was doing. Perhaps he just sieged a little too far away with 2 of those tanks, and Taeja was able to clean this up because it was a single tank against 3 tanks. If those 3 tanks are in range of these buildings, Major almost secures himself victory.
It's just tough, man. It's tough when you're the aggressor in this situation, and
one tank.
Major. It's like he felt the victory and just pushed a little bit too fast.
Second time this game.
2 more command centers going down for Taeja, who is very serious about his economy.
Taeja meching. Don't see it very often. Busts out mechs every now and then. I would say 1 out of 6, 7 TVTs that I see of Taeja.
107 supply to 97 supply. 61 workers to 56. Army supplies tell us that Taeja is in the lead, but barely. A very, very close game still. But economically, you have to take your hat off to Taeja, who is expanding faster and adding command centers with much greater haste. He will have a very difficult economy to match, as Major is just not adding in that infrastructure quite as quickly.
Taeja going to try to drop a couple of blue flame Hellions, and we'll actually be able to pick up 1 or 2 Marines, but well, actually, this mineral line is pretty exposed. I'm a little bit worried right now for Major.
Couple of workers going to go down.
Not too bad. At the same time, Major is trying to make a push happen on the other side of the map, but Taeja's mech army is starting to, be big enough that he can just cover all 3 paths.
Major's actually transitioned into pure bio. And the way that you beat mech with bio is by outmaneuvering it, so Major's got the right ideas.
He just didn't have the right amount of units right there.
Those Marines slipped through the hallway, and the Hellions could not follow.
Seeing hell rain down on you. Hellbats from Medevacs is a pure Marine. It's very sad, man. It's a sad day to be a Marine. And they throw Hellbats at your face. Hellbats are also way fatter than Marines.
Yeah.
They don't even have to fight. They don't even have to shoot or grill. They can just land on top of them.
Hellbats make Marauders.
I think that's a beautiful cardboard animation idea. Just like see Hellbats fall on top of Marine. They don't even have to shoot. Stim being used right now in the middle of the map. Major will be able to pick off those 2 Hellions. Yeah, he's down 23 supply, and when you're a bio player against mech and you're down in supply, you're gonna have a hard time finding openings and whatnot. God, this is such an intimidating mech army.
It's still close. 150 supply to 160 supply. Looks like Taeja's getting ready to mobilize. And it looks hard on this map in these positions for for Major to really counterattack. Because every counterattack path is along Taeja's own attack path.
Not even sure how he would like to exactly set up his own siege tank. Medevacs from Major gonna fly straight into these Vikings.
Oh man.
So many Hellbats!
Oh man, make it rain, says Taeja. Here come the Hellbats all over the bio. And a great engagement for Taeja, and Major is on the ropes, retreating all the way back into his natural. Tanks are going to siege up, but will it be in time? It's going to be close. Good tank fire from the high ground is going to favor Major initially, but Taeja's going to fire back.
I think Major is doing a fantastic job so far, getting a couple of Marauders in range of these tanks as well, and Major kind of just crushes Taeja in this fight. Certainly if he's able to keep those tanks alive, which he is.
Wow.
What a fantastic fight by Major, and I love how you pointed out the focus fire from these tanks on the high ground, on these tanks on the low grounds. That was fantastic by Major.
Very well done indeed. Hot pickup will grab these 2 battle Hellions. The air control still rests decisively in
a really good fight
in Taeja's favor. He's got actually it's only 4 Vikings, but Major's just not even bothering with Vikings. It's 4 Vikings and a Raven for Taeja. Taeja's army is so small right now. 9 battle Hellions, 8 siege tanks against 8 siege tanks, 11 Marauders, 12 Marines.
That's true. It's just a matter of time before that army grows so quick. Taeja, of course, with that fort base already up and running. Fort base for Major finishing up right now. Major has to heal up those Marauders.
And where in the world do you take a 5th on this map? It gets hard, dude.
I find it already really hard to be on 3 bases on this map against Terran, like when I play Protoss. certainly 4 is getting really dicey.
It's like, okay, I've taken my 4th. Now to get my 5th, I've got to go across the map.
Good scouting Rex over here by Taeja. Major
Major.
trying to maneuver around.
Multi-pronged aggression incoming, and he might actually be able to do something about this expansion. We see Taeja repositioning himself. He's going to have to defend 2 points at once, and that is not going to be easy.
Major's going to give up on that idea for now. He's going to find this base over here. He's like, those planetary fortresses. Oh, I used to do that as well. On the other side of the map, we have a small engagement. Taeja's going to drop a lot of hellbats on top of these siege
once
tanks.
again, and the tanks don't want to siege up, but that means that the chasing army is going to get there. And Major might be in trouble. Taeja at 185 supply. Major forced to run once again all the way back to his natural. He will siege up at the top of that ramp, but will it matter? Here come the Battle Hellions again, raining down on the tanks of Major, and I think Taeja has done it. What a phenomenal series of TVTs exhibited by Juanito, but Taeja just a little bit better. Good game. Liquid Taeja.